What's happening? Welcome back to the Ratcave. Look at this guy. Here he is, Matt Reay. It's been so long.
I've looked at this guy. You've definitely looked at this guy. So, you know.
Can you believe it? Like, honestly, yeah. Matt Reay, it has been...
It's in the new cave as well.
Mate, in the new Ratcave, in the secret location. I know it looks sort of similar to my old one.
Maybe
Mark II
garage.
and Mark 1, but mate, yeah, it's been about a year and a half, I think, or over. No, actually, I had you to Mark 2.
Yes, you did.
I did.
This is now Mark 3 for fans of fact.
Yeah.
So we've in the last hairy sort of 18 months, we've progressed 2 caves. And this is the final one.
Yeah. And we thought outside of the box and had you in a box, didn't I? In some videos, little boxes up here and stuff, and we were to and froing, like being very clever. But whatever. Enough about our relationship, mate. Where has this come from? Numark, out of nowhere, have just dropped this Mixstream Pro. Tell me about this.
First question. It's come from our heads. Basically,
I'm shooketh. I am shooketh. It is. I mean, I don't want to ruin it straight away. I want you to obviously talk through it. But mate, tell us about this. Like,
so what we've got here is this is the Mixstream Pro. So what we're looking at is 2-channel, completely standalone unit, built-in speakers. We've got all the usual ins and outs you'd expect. We've got places for SD card, USB. Also streaming services, and the reason why there are streaming services on here is because this runs Engine DJ. So in the centre we've got our 7-inch touchscreen, which anyone familiar with the Prime series will know, that is the brains behind the Denon Prime stuff.
So is this the same size screen as the Prime Go?
So anything that would have had a 7-inch screen on, so let's say...
Oh, the 5000.
Yeah, 5000,
Yeah, okay.
And with Engine DJ, so what we've done is there's been a bit of a rebranding. So Engine DJ is now its own thing, which is why you're seeing it now in other products. So it's all the same functionality that anyone who's used the Denon Prime stuff will know. We've got our views that we can swipe tracks to load. So for example, let's put that in deck number 2. We go back into there and choose our cog. We can go to our different profiles and settings, but you'll see there's been a bit of a change on some of the bits and bobs. We'll get into that later, but the heart of this is essentially, it's called the Mixstream Pro.
Mate,
yeah.
Do you know what it looks like?
Hit me.
It looks like if the Mix Track series had a relationship with the Prime Go.
Right.
For me.
Went on a few dates with maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure, yeah. But yeah, it's that screen, like, and what it, I mean, here, this is very Numark.
Even Numark paddles,
Numark Scratch, which then got bought into the Mix Track, the new Mix Track Pro series.
You got it.
The effects, and same size jogs.
So what you've got here is you've got that Mix Track designed jog wheel with the sort of bezel sort of edges thing. So you've got similar design aesthetics. Essentially,
And they are touch capacitive, so you can scratch on them.
Indeed,
I mean, you're not. It's that Numark layout, but with a Denon style screen. I mean, that is, you know, obviously, you guys are in the same family.
Yeah.
And you can fully see that. But mate, brilliant. Like,
Also, I mean, we'll explain why these are here. As well. Yeah. But I mean, again, just to kind of reiterate, right now you can see. There's not even any media plugged in because there's 2 ways we can approach this. Let's say straight out the box. I mean, literally when I came here, straight out the box, I've just plugged into the Wi-Fi and I can hit my source, use any of my streaming services, Beatport, BeatSource, SoundCloud, Tidal, the same thing you see on the Denon Prime series.
Yeah.
Hit Tidal, straight out the box, go to, let's say, I don't know, playlists, my playlists, and then go to, there we go. I'm looking out for you, I'm not going to play it.
So you're muted.
Yeah, when the track loads, you've then got the full stream track ready to go. So again, if someone's just coming to this for the first time, they don't need any physical media.
No.
Yeah, so there you go. Track buffered, and off you go.
Straight in there, mate. Yeah. Straight in. That Tidal link. Tidal, BeatSource, Beatport. SoundCloud.
And also Dropbox as well.
And Dropbox.
So you come back to here, you've now got Dropbox, which you bought in on the last 1.6 before that update.
Yeah, nice. So literally, this could be, well, this is a beginner DJ's dream, really, like, because it's advanced enough but like you don't even like.
Yeah, I mean,
all you need is a Wi-Fi connection. You don't even
going.
need to have a stick or anything like that. So, and just to reiterate there as well. So it's got 2 USB slots,
2 USBs at the back, and an SD.
and an SD.
Yeah.
This is purely standalone.
Purely standalone.
This doesn't work with any DJ software like Serato, Virtual DJ.
Yep. Right now, this is purely standalone, but there is like a little part 2 to that.
It's
because
always right now with this guy.
I mean, we're pushing a standalone vibe with this 100%, but at the same time, because it runs Engine DJ, we can bring in our Serato library if we want to, or our Tractor library, or a Rekordbox library, and then have that on the stick, and then you run off and running basically.
All right, mate. So sort of touched on it before, but let's have a proper look at it now.
Let's do that.
Let's start on the mixer, which is very familiar to someone who sort of knows their way around a Numark Scratch mixer or the Mix Track effects series. So yeah, talk us through it, man. You've got the paddles there, nice to see.
2 deck. We've got obviously 3-band EQ, what I call usual suspects, and then we've got
3-band EQ down the side here.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the sort of design aspects of this particular unit, and obviously we had to fit this whole brain in. So this is the way we choose to do it.
Absolutely. So 3-band EQ here, and then the filter for each channel is up here. So it does have that.
So they're dedicated for each track.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. Okay, and then you got 4 effects here.
Yeah. So these are, like the unit, completely standalone. So unlike something like the Scratch, which is taking those effects from Serato, these are completely standalone. So you've got your, your kind of go-tos, your classics. So you've got your echoes, all post fader.
Echo, flange, delay, and then phaser.
Yeah. And then some people at this stage, probably even if they've never used it, will be familiar with the paddle system. Essentially what you've got is this holds the effect. Then this is like, if you want to grab like a random snare or something, you just tap it and it releases. So that's how the paddle system works.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, at the front, we've got a 4-inch microphone in, and then 2 headphone sizes. And of course, we've got this touchscreen, but we do give you a browse button as well. And load
multi-touch, multi-gestural.
Multi-touch, multi-gestural, the very same. Multi-touch, give 2 of those, right? Yeah.
One for multi-touch, one for multi-gestural. You mentioned quickly there about the microphone. So you've got microphone gain on the front, no microphone EQ on this, but microphone gain on the front, which is a 1/4-inch jack input. Not an XLR.
Nope.
But yeah, so mate, I know that you're keen to talk about this screen, so
yeah.
Should we get onto that?
It's like a 2-in-1 kind of story, because obviously at the time of filming, Engine DJ 2.0, the brand newest and the grooviest thing, was released yesterday at the time of filming. Yeah. So
I appreciate you coming to see me so swiftly as always, mate.
I know we don't play favourites, but sometimes this is just the way the cards fall. So with this update to the Denon world, we now bring this into the Numark world as well. So we'll just give you kind of a tour of what's new really with Engine DJ.
Just to say as well, we have already gone through this with the Prime series. Me and you have done that video, so the link will be somewhere in the comments or around the corner, wherever it is. But yeah, so Engine 2.0 and why these bad boys are here as well, right?
Cool, let's talk about that. So just to quickly talk about Engine 2.0, Engine DJ, I should say. We have a slightly redesigned system now. So before we had crates and playlists, now we've just got playlists folded into one. We've still got things like our prepare, our history. History is a little different now because history will show the history of your playlist from connected drives, basically.
Okay.
You plug it into the Engine desktop.
Yeah.
So that's because there's an onboard clock now with Engine DJ. So it syncs all the playlist histories, which is really cool. Then of course you got, all the standard stuff that we remember from Engine versions previously. So the really deep filtering system. What's new as well now is...
Can you create playlists on the fly?
Yep, that's featured still on here. So if I tap the pen icon here, create playlist. Let's call this, I don't know, your name with a Y. Why would I choose to do that?
Well, because Ratzi as well.
Ratzi. So again, these 3 tracks here, I could say, you know what, put that into a brand new playlist. But what I can do as well is, on the Prime 4, anyone who's familiar, and you'll be familiar as well, we've got the Zone Out feature.
Yeah.
Where we can play a playlist to separate channels. But here we've got something called Playlist Deck. So this playlist here, I can choose play it as a playlist and have Deck 2 dedicated completely to that.
So kind of like an auto mix.
Pretty much, yeah. So again, if you were to take this kind of out and about, this could be like your warm-up playlist before you jump on it.
Yeah. And
you've got a transport at the top here, so we can just play all these tracks and then choose our crossfade order in the settings. So yeah. And in terms of when we go back to main view here now, if we pull down, this is our brand new settings menu. And this is a little giveaway as to what's coming. So here we've got our source menu, our Wi-Fi settings, record, and then at the top here, quantize on and off, crossfader contour, all that kind of user profile stuff. We've now got in tabbed mode all our settings in terms of user profile.
I'm a big fan of that, actually. I think that's a really good update.
Yeah, I think the more, because obviously we're all about adding more stuff. So the more we add,
there's a lot of
it should be going this way.
Yeah. Can you change the size of the text?
Right now, no. You can change the size of the text in this view here.
Mm-hmm. Yep, nice.
Yeah. As I'm hurtling towards 40, I'm going to go big all the time. So now you know, basically. So if we go back to this mode now, let's crack on with two of the big sort of features for Engine. So let's tap lighting. So you can see here we've got a pair of Philips Hue play bars here. So the big news with SoundSwitch, which is our other brand, a couple of weeks ago was we announced Philips Hue support. If you're not familiar with Philips Hue support, it's smart home lighting controlled via Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You control it over your phone, change the colours, whether it's in the living room, there's outside stuff as well. But nowadays it's become very popular with streamers.
Yeah.
Whether it's like gamers or obviously now everyone got their streaming chops up who's a DJ in the lockdown, of course, this guy here. So now we've got this all integrated into Engine Lighting by SoundSwitch is what we call it. So we're running SoundSwitch kind of embedded in the unit. There's two ways of running it. You've got the basic mode and the advanced mode, which I'll show you later. So right now we're running it in the most simple setup possible. Pair of Philips Hue play bars. We've already connected to the Philips Hue hub. So if we play a track now.
Hold on a minute, mate.
He knows. He knows.
Do you know what? Hold on again.
He knows. There's two more coming. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
And there we go. Very nice. So we can do a few things here. What we can do is, you can see on this top screen here, we've got access to different colour overrides and different things like strobing and whiteout. So I can...
And this is just in the basic mode?
This is in the basic mode,
yeah. Nice.
It's built around Philips Hue. So we can change our different colour overrides. So let's say purple, teal kind of thing. We've got option to do something like a whiteout. Not a whitey, a whiteout. Blackout. And a strobe warning. You can also do strobes as well. So hold that, combine it with the whiteout, and you can increase the strobe intensity. So we have strobe. And on the bottom here you can see we've got these things called, if I just stop that, the light show style. These are auto loops. Basically it's running to the beat grid of the track, and this is communicating entirely over Wi-Fi. And the main thing here is we're using SoundSwitch away from the laptop.
Yeah.
It's embedded.
So this is developed by SoundSwitch.
Yes.
And obviously SoundSwitch being another one of InMusic's brands.
Yeah.
And so SoundSwitch have developed this, but it's not sort of called SoundSwitch built in. This is Engine Lighting.
Engine Lighting, yeah. By SoundSwitch, yeah.
But it's built in. There's no... You're not connecting this to a laptop.
Not connected to a computer at all. In fact, I haven't even scripted these tracks in SoundSwitch. These are just running auto loops, and you can do it with streaming tracks as well.
That's so impressive,
tons
man.
Of stuff, yeah.
Like...
So again, like someone buying this who's already got smart home lighting, you know, for the piece at home, that's going to be brilliant. I mean,
so let me just get this straight. So these aren't connected to this.
Nope, these are running into the wall for power.
The Philips Hue is connected to my
router upstairs.
Yep. And these are then connected to that, which is on the router. So where's this sending the signal to these?
It's all Wi-Fi.
Through the Wi-Fi. So this has to be connected to the same Wi-Fi as these for it all to work. But
so if you tap on the settings there, you can see if I go to Philips Hue, it's already found my my setup here. So we've already connected that earlier. It's a real simple process. Once you turn it on, you just connect to your Hue hub. And the Hue hub is a little white box that plugs into the router, basically. So it's good to go. So, and you can change your different light styles as well. So I can go to maybe say chill, and then dance, upbeat, or you can play all banks, which is going to cycle through all those different programs. And they're all timed to the track as well. So again, they respond to fader movements and things like roll.
Yeah, nice.
And then you can see they run off the track, master track.
Yeah. And this is just in basic mode, like?
Just in basic mode. With advanced mode, that's designed around controlling your DMX world. So you can use Philips Hue or DMX. And again, away from SoundSwitch, just using the SoundSwitch dongle. And you can even combine the two, Hue and maybe some Parcans. Again, plug it directly into the back of the mix stream and run scripted tracks or just run auto loops, however you want to rock it. Again, all the way from the SoundSwitch laptop.
All right, mate, cool. So, you've just mentioned about the engine lighting mode. So that was the basic mode that we had it on.
Yep.
And now this is the advanced mode. We've got these two Parcans plugged in alongside the Philips Hue lights, and they're all talking to each other.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. So now if you look at the overhead, you can see we've got a bit more options now. We've got more tabs at the top, so we're in advanced pro mode now. So we've got different options for the auto loops, so we can override the colours, whereas before we were just changing the loops.
Yeah.
We've got options like static looks, intensity, and then if you go back to override, you see there's more to do here. So we've got a few more options in terms of the effect override controls, but essentially it's the same kind of vibe. So if I play the track, we can override the colours.
Yeah.
If we go to something like intensity, we can just run down the program of the auto loop and run it back up. Go back to override, we've still got control of things like whiteout and strobe, watch out. And of course, if you're using things like moving heads or anything like that, you've got a bit more control for a full DMX universe.
Yeah.
So you can see, as I mentioned there, static looks. But in general, we've just got more options on DMX World.
So the way that this is working then is we're coming out of the back of a USB with the SoundSwitch dongle jobber.
Again, this is totally dongle jobbered.
Yeah.
So what we've got is the SoundSwitch DMX1 cable connected to lead here, which is going into this guy, and then from that we're running into that there. Still got our Hue connected in the same way with the bridge.
So the Hue's connected via Wi-Fi. These are hard connected through the SoundSwitch.
Yep.
And yeah, they're all talking to each other. So this is with a pair of Parcans, and this will work with moving heads. It'll work with
so everything you can script in SoundSwitch. And right now, I mean, I've got some tracks there that I've just done very basic auto loop stuff in SoundSwitch. So running it from my USB stick this time. So if you tap this USB icon here, you've got where it's kind of sending the profile from SoundSwitch. Big thing as well with Engine DJ is we can export SoundSwitch data from Engine DJ into the tracks, but ultimately we're still keeping it quite simple here.
Yeah,
we're just running auto loops, So yeah, really cool. So engine lighting, really cool. The other cool thing with this, which is a nice little icing on the cake, is we've got support for Ableton Link protocol now. So Ableton Link is its own, again, protocol, so we can use it with either, if you're running some clips in Ableton that you want to trigger with an APC, or even an MPC on the side, Serato running Ableton Link. All we do is come to our cog here, tap Settings and Services, and here you can see Ableton Link, we just turn that on, and at the top right hand corner you can see the counter running, and then everything's synced together, basically, so real simple.
Yeah, so do you have to have a physical copy of Ableton for this to work?
So Ableton Link is a protocol, which is why you see it in things like Serato and on like the MPC.
Yeah.
So one setup would be to, let's say, Ratzi's running Ableton here, so we could clock this to maybe some clips that are running, and we can control the master tempo of both just with the pitch fader.
Yeah.
It could be like an MPC Live 2, which got the Wi-Fi built in, because it's a protocol that runs over Wi-Fi. It could be like an MPC-X, or something like an MPC-1, which has a hardwired LAN connection. But anything that has an Ableton Link protocol, so it just could be Serato session, and it's done. Simple as.
Mad.
While the Philips Hue is running as well.
Yeah, but just to squash any confusion there, talking about Serato.
Yeah.
So, but this doesn't.
No. So you could be having, let's say, you could be clocking to a different Serato session on a different laptop, where someone else is running, let's say, a controller in their set. You could be clocked to their Serato if you wanted to,
Yeah.
I think, the most fun way of doing it is just throwing in clips in Ableton and just kind of, being a bit creative.
Definitely, like an APC
Yeah, totally.
Like live or whatever, like launching clips and samples and stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that's a really nice feature on this, mate. Now we sort of touched on it earlier when you did the roll, but yeah, let's talk about the pads down here.
So what we've got is, again, what I call usual suspects. We've got our key modes. We all know what those do. And then we've got our save loops, our auto loop, and our roll. Now there's 4 pads, but they're in 2 banks. So you probably should see it on the camera here. If I go to Shift and Q, that's changed to Qs 5 to 8. And if I go on roll, you can see we're on very small values now. If I go Shift and roll, we're on larger values. Yeah. Same goes for loop as well. If I hit loop, we're on half, 1, 2. Hit it again, we're on 4, 8, 16, 32. And the same for save loops as well. 2 banks. Yeah.
Nice, mate. And the pads are rubber. They're that Akai feel. I wonder why. So nice pads here. Just quickly on here. Quite surprised at the 50mm pitch fader rather than the 100 that you see on a lot of the Numark stuff over the years. But it's sort of, you have to make room for these bad boys down here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we've built this to be, you know, as much as we can pack into this at a particular price as well.
By the way, I don't normally like to mention prices in my videos because of, you know, whether or not they're going to go up or down or whatever when people are watching this in the future or whatever. But the price point that this is at is remarkable. It is incrediments, right? Honestly, for a standalone unit with a screen, I mean, this would be in my sort of conclusion of the unit at the end of the video, but I need to say it now, right? Yeah. It's ridiculous, mate. I don't know how you've done it. When it came out, when I saw it, I sort of said to you, didn't I? I was yeah, but what's it made out of then, mate? Like, you know, sort of tissue paper. But it's solid. It doesn't feel like, you know, cheap, or I don't know how you guys are doing it, but
it's tissue paper that runs Engine DJ.
This is it is honestly, I'm so impressed with this.
Yeah, but we should kind of tail it off then by the last kind of piece of the puzzle on this unit, which is these guys down here. So what we've got at the bottom here, you can see on the grill, we've got 2 speakers on each side, so we have built-in speakers, and again, going back to the vibe of at the box, we can get going just with streaming media, or even the demo tracks on here.
You don't even need any monitors.
Don't need any monitors. I mean, I don't know how well this is going to come across on the camera, but we might as well kick it, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Mate, you know, just get it to the bass line. Let's test the bass line.
And that's pretty subby as well.
It's enough.
Yeah. The cool thing is there's a limiter built in, so even if you crank it all the way,
it's not going to sound really farty.
It's safe. Yeah.
Like, once again, mate, sort of bringing it round to this being a perfect beginner controller, but also it's actually quite advanced at the same time.
It is. It's running a lot of tech.
It's like, the brain is very advanced, but this, you know, again, for the price point, it's so affordable for a first bit of DJ equipment.
100%,
no monitors needed. That's enough for a bedroom, you know. And then if your bedroom's running this Philips Hue Link or whatever, mate, you're having a rave in your bedroom. Like,
this is the thing, man. Like, there's so many, like, you know, just aspirations for DJs change over the years, and like I meet so many people who their aspiration is to DJ at home, but also do a bit of streaming. That's kind of they're happy with that, you know. The more tech that gets integrated, just the cooler stuff looks, and it becomes this all-encompassing package. Yeah, it's quite mad what we've put into this, but yeah, you know, straight out the box, you're up and running. Up and running.
Again, no monitors needed, no USB even needed, because all you need is a Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And you're rocking.
Yeah. And because it's running Engine DJ, you know, we can happily go to Engine DJ, the desktop app, and just bring in our Engine library, whether it's something we've built from the start, whether it's our Tractor library, our Serato library, iTunes, you know, it's all good to go. And even if you just now plugged in a USB stick, it auto-analyzes those tracks anyway as you load them, which has always been the great thing about the brain, sort of the Engine brain, you know. I
mean, I am impressed with those speakers, but I wouldn't use them to DJ at a house party with. I mean, they would fit in a room of casual drinking, but You wouldn't. So, but my point here is XLR outs on the back, which again, for something around this kind of price point, you don't often see like that. And so the outputs, you've got 2 XLRs, you've got 2 RCAs.
Yep, so you've got balanced and unbalanced.
Yeah, and then again, you've got an SD card, which, what's the maximum that sort of...
So because it's kind of running the same, well, it is running the same brain as Dead and Prime World, you know, in Engine DJ, the same rules apply. So we've got recommended manufacturers. You know, we always say it's a case of like, even if you use huge amounts of like, you know, like a big card or whatever it is, if you've got good library management, everything's good to go, you know.
Well, mate, I mean, I reckon that's about it, yeah?
For sure.
In fairness, could talk about this a lot more because there is so much going on inside the brain and everything like that. But I just recommend people to come and have a go on it themselves and just see how good it is. And again, for the price point, man. How are you doing it? How are you doing it? I do understand. But yeah, guys, the Mixstream Pro is out now. We've got it at DJKit. Hopefully we'll have it in stock at the time that you're watching this video. But Matthew Reay, as always, my man, thank you so much. Yep. And yeah, guys, the Mixstream Pro from Numark, check it out. I am so impressed. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments of this video. And always like the video and share the video and subscribe to the DJKit YouTube page. So until next time, peace.